naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial *919*20# to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira, and lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen, or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank.
For trades that will last, you need the right structure. For a business that will work, you need the right support. We know you want your craft to be around for generations, and we see all you are doing to make sure of this. We know you want to expand your business and would not mind a little help. We have created unique solutions for you. From everyday banking needs that save you time to funding your business dreams. You know your business and we support your needs. Let us help you build for tomorrow. Open an SME account today.
It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy Promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Open a savings, bumper, next gen, or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global. This time, it's bigger. Save small and 200. Watch the money rain. 75 customers will win. Naira. 75 customers. More. It's a win-win. Dial star 9 and qualify. UBA.
For trades that will last, you need the right structure. We know you want your craft to be around for generations, and we see all you are doing to make sure of this. We know you want to expand your business and would not mind a little help. We have created unique solutions for you. From everyday banking needs that save you time to fund your business dreams. You know your business and we support your needs.
75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank. It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy Promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank.
For trades that will last, you need the right structure. For a business that will work, you need the right support. We know you want your craft to be around for generations, and we see all you are doing to make sure of this. We know you want to expand your business and would not mind a little help. We have created unique solutions for you. From everyday banking needs that save you time to funding your business dreams. You know your business and we support your needs. Let us help you build for tomorrow. Open an SME account today.
It's been 75 years of building a legacy and rewarding you. This time, it's bigger. Save small and win a share of 200 million naira. The UBA Legacy Promo is here to make it happen. Save 5,000 naira and watch the money rain. 75 customers will win 1 million naira. 75 customers 500,000 naira. 75 customers 250,000 naira. 75 customers 100,000 naira. And lots more. It's a win-win. Dial star 919 star 20 hash to open a savings, bumper, next gen or kiddies and teens account and start saving to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
It's been
Good morning. How are we doing today? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Is it afternoon? All right, I'm sorry. Apologies for that. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Adetola Adeduwon, and I would like to welcome you to the UBA house, firstly, to our customers, to our ladies and gentlemen of the press, and to our friends of the house. This is the UBA Business Series. I would like to, I believe everybody here is special. Everybody is actually special, but there are some people I need to recognize specially. In the house, I have the head of retail and digital banking, Mr. Shamsuddin Fashola. A round of applause for him, please. We have Babatunde Ajayi here, the head of SME banking. And of course, our ever beautiful and elegant, radiant group head of marketing and corporate communications, Alero Ladipo. So while we're doing that, to our viewers online, I say welcome to you. So a little exercise. I think everybody's kind of cold. So this is Africa's Global Bank. This is UBA. So we will say hello. Look to your left. Look to your right. It's our tradition. I want to hear different languages here. You're going to say hello to the person beside you, not in English, not in not highs and everything. I want to hear different. Let's hear something new. So please say hello to someone beside you in your own language. Gemma, what language did he speak? Edo. So how do you say hello in Edo? Hello in Edo. Is that true? Any Edoites in the house? Is that how to say hello in Edo? Onegwe. Onegwe to everybody in the house. Yes. So welcome once again. So why are we here? This is a special edition of the UBA Business Series. Over the past years, UBA has supported SMEs, healthcare, on young entrepreneurs, the creative industry, and women in business across 20 African countries, the UK, US, France, and now in Dubai. And this special edition of the business series is aligned with UBA's 75-year anniversary celebration. Why? Because UBA has standed the test of time. And today we are talking about businesses that have, would I say, survived the test of time, generational businesses, businesses that have lasted as long or closer or even more than UBA has for the past 75 years. And that is why we call this one, the theme for this year, Built to Last. Built to last. Built to stay. Built to be here. And that is why we have invited veterans, creatives who have built businesses that have lasted the test of time, and we're going to have a conversation with them. So I implore you to sit down, relax, and as we go into this journey, as we go into the minds, the brains behind individuals who have built businesses that have lasted for generations and generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adetola Adedowan, and once again, I welcome you to the UBA Business Series. A round of applause for UBA. So as we know, we are Africa's global bank, so why not start from a different part of Africa? So I'd like us to take a trip now to the eastern part of Africa, as our keynote speaker will be zooming in online from Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause for Flora.
So Melvin Marsh was actually a company I created straight after college. I guess having grown up in these fields and grown up with tea, it remained close to my heart. And Kenyan tea at the time was available in the market, but was really only just packaged as bland Kenyan tea. So Melvin's tea came out and we decided to flavor the tea. So we'd take our tea and add naturally ground herbs and spices into the tea and package it ready for the customer. Well, tea, actually, I'd like to share some of this Kenyan magic with the rest of the world, as Melvin's tea continues to package single-sourced Kenyan tea from the farm to the shelves and to the consumers globally. In effect, this will actually continue to uplift the lives of the farmer, their families, and the whole ecosystem surrounding the tea, which actually is over 10% of the Kenyan population that actually derives its livelihood around our tea crop. Enjoy the perfect cup of Melvin's tea. 2 leaves and above, in your cup, in your home.
Flora Mutahi is a seasoned entrepreneur and dynamic business leader with over 28 years of experience in manufacturing, real estate, and board governance. She is the founder and CEO of Melvin Marsh International Limited and Azizi Realtors Limited, both based in Nairobi, Kenya. Flora currently serves as an independent non-executive board member for Old Mutual Holdings PLC. Her leadership roles extend to chairing organizations such as the Kenya Private Sector Alliance, the Anti-Counterfeit Agency, and the Kenya Association of Manufacturers. She has also served as a board member of the UN Global Compact in New York and the Export Promotion Council. She's an expert in building international brands, penetrating new markets, and fostering sustainable practices. Flora is recognized for her visionary leadership. She has a proven track record of driving growth, innovation, and transformation. Through her work with Melvin's and the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, She initiated and expanded the Women in Manufacturing program, directly mentoring over 130 women. Flora is deeply committed to mentoring and empowering entrepreneurs across sub-Saharan Africa and is a catalyst for embracing innovative strategies to maintain relevance and competitiveness in dynamic markets. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause once again for Flora Mutahi.
Onegwe, as we have been shown today, but here in East Africa, we say habari zenu. With no funds, no plans, no roadmap. All I did 28 years ago is shakily say that I want to get into business. It took the college dean of where I was doing my professional exams to actually single me out and tell me, I don't think you look very committed to what you're doing. And I said, yeah, I wanna go into business, but I'm not sure. And the one bit of advice he told me is, do not get stuck in mediocrity. Be true to yourself and step out with courage and decide what you want to do. My next hurdle was my boss. I had worked for only 9 months. I went through college as one of those kids who are not really sure what I want to do. And when I got really harassed by the college master what to do, I said, I want to go into accountancy, purely because, in fact, my father's advice was just do accountancy because it comes easy. So I chose to get into accountancy. And this is when the college dean found me. So from there, when I wrote my letter of resignation, my boss, curiously asked me, what are you going to do? And I said, business. And she said, what is that? I was like, buy, sell. I was a kid. I really didn't know what was going on. So strategically, she actually told me, go bring file X, Y, and Z, because she was an auditor of family businesses and actually a family friend. And she walked me through a couple of files and she said, look at this one. Several years ago, this is what they're turning over. Look at them today. Look at this one. They were trading in any trade that came about, whether it's clothes or cars or whatever. Look at them today. So by the time she got to her third file, I started understanding what she was saying. And she told me, Flora, whatever you do, make sure you build a legacy business, a business that is not wholly dependent on yourself and really can go on for generations. My third hurdle, same day, this is 2 days later, I go home and I tell my parents I resigned from my 9 months job and I want to get into business. And they looked at me and they said, girls don't do that. We took you to school, you have studied globally. We think you should have stayed in a job and gotten married. And actually, as a family, I think if you want to go that route, perhaps you better leave this home. And I looked at my parents who really had never thrown this gender card at me. And I said, what do you mean as a woman I'm supposed to get married? And they said, well, because in their time, in the 90s, jobs were what you did. They got good jobs. Careers were thriving. And actually, people who were in business were really the people who are not doing well in jobs. So needless to say, anyway, they didn't throw me out. 3 weeks later, they're both seasoned entrepreneurs. So we became friends again. But still was the looming question, what do you want to do? So like you heard, my name is Flora Mutahi. I'm the founder, CEO of Melvin's Tea, a business I began 29 years ago. And today I'll tell you the story of my journey and how I'm still here. And hopefully we'll have a conversation that will impact. So approximately 80% of MSMEs in Africa fail within the first 5 years. And this is against a global average of 45%. This is according to Investopedia. According to the World Bank, Africa has the highest number of entrepreneurs. And a large percentage, unfortunately, being survival entrepreneurs, people who get into it because of poverty or no other opportunity. And this high failure rate, the 80% high failure rate, is largely contributed to challenges such as harsh economic environment, limited access to capital, inadequate business practices, poor managerial skills, lack of proper business structures, making it difficult for businesses to survive beyond the 5 years and really to scale if they want to be global or international. So if we address this, however, with such a population as 1.4 heading to 2.5 within the next, by 2030, I think it is, Africa has a great, great potential to really, really harness this entrepreneurial spirit that is really become what I would call almost a revolution. Back to my journey, it actually began on a dining table. And we were having a meal with the family. And I started, this is after the 3 weeks, you know, we are now friends. And I said, why don't we have free flowing salt in the country? So my parents look at me and say, what is that? And I said, salt that will flow freely from the salt shaker. You don't have to keep adding rice and it needs to be dry. And I sort of explained it and they were like, casually said, so why don't you do that? And I thought, that's not a bad idea, but I had no clue. But remember, I had no job now. I had no career. So what I did is I went to a university that was around the corner and I asked for the Dean of Food Science and I asked him, please, could you help me come up with a product? I know the product I want. I know it's not available in the market and I think I can do something. So he asked me, are you in food science? And I said, no. And he said, well, anyway, lecturers being lecturers, he did what he did. He said, commit to 3 weeks. Every afternoon, come here between 2 and 4 o'clock and we'll make your product. And I did exactly that. And within 3 weeks, we had my product. But then came the next challenge. Where am I going to get my funding? Remember, I had no funding, no plan, no nothing. So I went back home and I said, please, can I have some money? And they're looking at me like, excuse me, this was your vision, your plan. We took you to school. Make your own way around this. So again, I went around to the market and I found a fund it was a collateral-based female fund backed by the IFC. And they said, if you put up half the collateral, we'll give you the other half. And I said, brilliant. I go bouncing back home and I say, listen, put up half. And they're like, what part of no don't you understand? Long story short, the course meant I had to do business growth. But what I did as a stubborn child is I wore down just one. I decided divide and conquer. So I conquered my mom, cordoned off my mom. And finally, she agreed to put up half the collateral and the bank gave me just a little bit to get my journey going. I got my equipment. I paid for an office space. Can you imagine? I put a manufacturing plant in an office space. It was small, a little mixing unit. And there we were off to the journey. And that was my first product that you can see, Melvin's Free Flowing Salt. So I put that into the market and I go to deliver it. My first order was 2 dozens. My second order was 100 dozens from a hotel that saw the value in dry table salt. So when I gave them the invoice after delivering, they said, oh, come back after 90 days. And I'm like, what do you mean 90 days? And they said, well, that's how we pay. And I said, what do you mean? I had actually literally now run out of money. So I was borrowing money. And they said, that's what we do. And so I said, my goodness. So what I did is I decided I'm going to wear these guys down. And I went back every day for like 4 days. And one gentleman says, oh, my mother's packing tea. And I said, what's up in tea? And when he showed me the opportunity in tea, I was like, wow. And I realized at that moment, salt was only $100 for a ton. I'll never make money in this thing. So within 3 weeks, I knew I needed a new product. So back to the university and I came up with tea. I went to get my product registered in Mombasa, which is the coastal town where there's a tea auction. And some gentleman asked me, lady, why would you think you can come up against a monopoly? Because there was a monopoly at the time, but had just been lifted. And I said, because I can. And they said, don't be that arrogant. It's going to be difficult. So their words didn't leave me. And on my way back from Mombasa, I said, what is it they're trying to say? And I said, what I'm going to do is I have to do something different with my product. So I started thinking different packaging, colors, etc. And I got home and I liked ginger in my tea. I tried to and I went to make the tea and there's no ginger. So I went back to the shops, bought the ginger, and there was my aha moment. And voila, I said, I'm going to put ginger in my tea. And that's when I came up with Melvin's ginger tea and a Melvin's plain tea. And I said, let me put both in the market and see what happens. As luck would have it, the ginger tea really took off. It was a difficult start, definitely, but it took off in the market. People kept saying, can I have a little bit more? Can I have a little bit more? And, from there, then I knew I was onto something. So looking at our timeline, I started in 1996. I expanded in 1998. I met a fund that said, listen, we will take you and help you take your product global. The statistics of tea in Kenya is 97% of our tea at that time was exported in bulk. And I said, I'm going to change this statistic. I'm going to package this tea locally and I'm going to take it globally. So I had to quickly come out with other flavors because they said you can't go with one. So I did masala quickly, vanilla, and cinnamon. Long story short is I went out and obviously I was nowhere near ready, fell flat on my feet, but I was still selling in the local market. So I continued that going. In 2004, one of the local large supermarkets asked us, listen, we like the way you do your stuff. Can you contract pack for us another product? So it was rice. And I said, okay. And their orders were, it was contract packing, so easy money, I thought. And I started that journey, but it completely derailed me from what I was doing. The supermarket actually came crashing down. Luckily for me, I had just removed my money. And so I went into focusing back in my business. In 2010, we continued to launch different flavors. I went into herbals and fruit infusions. 2014, I thought, how about a cafe? So I came out with a Melvin's Cafe, put it out in one of the prime areas in Kenya, Lavington. 2016, we launched other flavors. And in 2018, I launched my black tea. Remember when I began, I had started with the black tea. My flavored teas all picked up, but the black tea plain never made any sense. In 2018, when we actually mirrored it to the rest, is when it started making sense after failing 5 times. 2020, of course, the world shut down and everybody was at home, fortunately for us, and they drank a lot of tea. But when people started going back to offices, we noticed, headcount was very limited. So we quickly came out with Melvin's vending machines. So we have vending machines that you can put in the office and you can get tea with chocolate, tea with coffee, mochas, and the like. And 2023, we actually came out with tea sticks. Was this a challenge? Of course. I have had every single challenge in the book. Call it challenge, lack of information, lack of data, skills. I went to the university to try and train. Finances, I've done SACCO, I've done personal lending. I've even traded on the side, gone to China and Bangkok and bought stuff and come and then pumped the money back into the business. Market acceptance. Who are you? You're a female. Who are you? We're so used to this monopoly. Supply chain issues. People telling you, no, I'm not going to list your product. I only know the multinationals. Societal acceptance. Women don't do business. Competition, we have over 500 registered tea packers in Kenya. So to stand out in that melee was really, really a difficult challenge. Regulatory issues, you name it, we were there. But fortunately for me, I was called to join an association, being a manufacturer. And then I realized right there that they can help me with my regulation challenges. What was my turning point? I think persistence is actually what kept me going on my journey. What lessons have I learned? Number one is to be unapologetic. Don't ask, just do. And if you need to ask for forgiveness, do just that. Cash is king. When I started my first product, I realized quickly, this is not going to work. Come out with something else. Don't lend too much to the business. Collect as your whatever. Don't fear debt, especially us females. We are known to fear debt. We go to the bank and they say, can we have collateral? You're like, I'm not sure, I don't want to give my house. Whereas the man would have given his house, his car, and everything else. So don't fear debt if you have a good business model. Plan with the future in mind. Where do you want to go? Let's not start these small survival businesses where you're just looking for the next step. Invest in learning. To lead is to learn. I keep saying you've got to be learning. Today, 29 years later, I'm still learning. Fail forward. You remember I told you about the tea. I failed 5 times. I kept coming back with a different name. I had chai taifa, premium tea. Right now it's called Melvin's, black chai. I kept going because there was no way I was going to quit. Adapt and evolve, because that's what the market does. You've got to move with your customer. Basically, what I'd call it, I'd summarize all that and say you have to have a growth mindset. What would be my lesson to my younger self? If I spoke to myself 28 years ago, what really, really would I say? And I'd say, if you really want to build a legacy, a business that is going to last, do so with clarity of purpose. You must have passion for what we do. A survey by Deloitte found that 88% of successful entrepreneurs attribute their success to passion and persistence. So if you don't have that, you're 88% out. So this opportunistic way of starting business is not the way to do it. Have passion. Be clear that what you want to do is what you want to do. You have to be clear, what problem are you solving? According to a CB Insight, 42% of startups fail because there's no market need for their product. We come out with a product and say, hey, I'm trying to sell this product. No. Find out what the market needs. sort out, get them what they need, and then tell them, here it is, and go and look for that market. The third thing is have a clear vision and mission. Clarify it. A study by Bain and Company found that companies with well-defined values and missions and visions outperform the market by 15% over a 10-year period. So if you're not sure and you're flip-flopping, and I've seen them, a lot of people registered to be tea packers. I mean, I think we stand third in the market right now. We are regional. We are now going global. Well, we've gone global and we continue to go that way. But people who are not clear in their mission with that single focus don't actually make it. The second area I would say is build a firm foundation. You must have a clear business model. And they actually say companies with good business models have a 60% higher revenue growth. And a good example of this is Netflix. It actually started as a DVD rental company, and they pivoted to a streaming model, which has become their key success. So you really have to clarify your business model and keep coming back. It's an iterative issue. Strong governance. Africa, we already have issues around governance. Make sure if you're doing a business, it has good governance. Who does what, who double checks what, where are your controls. Finances is a big issue. We try to run businesses out of bootstrapping. There are banks, there are loans, there are financial institutions. There are very, very many models that could do this. Building a strong team to lead. You don't have to do the work. If you're trying to build a business, a legacy business, it's not you to do everything. Build a strong team, attract good talent, keep them with you and make sure that they do. Apparently, a strong team culture gives you a 25% more likely chance of being industry leaders. An example is Google. You know, we all know very well that it emphasizes a lot on strong teams. The third one is systems and processes. You must have strong marketing systems, strong sales systems, and efficiency, drive efficiency at whatever cost. Technology right now is your best friend. How I used to market, I used to go to TV channels and try and beg for spaces. Today, you can do it with social media. It's much, much more of a fraction. So finally, right in the middle, you can see leadership. You are the leader. I cannot overemphasize the importance of you as a leader. Have a growth mindset, continue to grow, continue to lead, and continue to learn. And as I conclude, with 88% of successful entrepreneurs attributing their success to actually passion and persistence, and considering the failure rate of African businesses, actually startups, the failure rate right now is 1 in every 2 will actually fail. We really, really need to ensure that we are not only passionate, but we have courage. We must persevere. We must learn how to wrestle with risk. And this is what I'm calling a growth mindset. It can be done. I've done it. With a strong mindset, correct preparation, using the foundational principles, like I'm saying, clarity, foundation, systems, and processes. This can be done 29 years later and still counting. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no better time than today to be an entrepreneur. The world is a global village. The internet has revolutionized entrepreneurship. It has enabled businesses to access resources and markets with a click of a button. We have so many trade agreements, the AfCFTA, we have AGOA, we have COMESA. There's so much going for us as entrepreneurs. It can be done. We can build businesses that will last if we build it with passion and we build it with grit. Let me leave you with an interesting statistic. One study showed that 93% of Gen Zs are exploring entrepreneurship, reflecting a shift in career aspirations amidst economic instabilities in all the countries that we know. So the question to us is, what do we need to do to make it happen? We are here, we are available, and to the entrepreneurs in the room, step into it. It is done. It is not that difficult. Those are our products 29 years later and still going strong. Success is not about personal gain. It's also about empowering others. Who are we carrying along? You heard I mentor women and youth. And for those of you who want to see how strong you are in the 3 tenets I said, there's an entrepreneurial business assessment that if you took out that QR code, check it out, and you'd see whether you're strong in business or not. And like I said, look for the solutions, they're there. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Awesome. A round of applause for Flora, Mutahi, ladies and gentlemen. That was very, very inspirational, very strong. Thank you so much, Flora. I think we should just get right into it. I think the energy is up. I think we should just go straight into the panel discussion for today. But I won't be the one taking you on that. I will hand over to someone who is more, I would say, more presentable. Yes. I call her the modern day Oprah Winfrey. She's beautiful, she's articulate, delectable, discerning. She's going to be the moderator for today. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Sharon Uchono.
Hola, modern day Oprah Winfrey. I think I like the sound of that, don't you think? As far as my eyes can see, right? Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this conversation. In the usual fashion, I always like to indulge the audience to see whether or not how valuable this session is going to be for them. Of course, aside the SMEs, how many of us have started businesses at some point in our lives and stopped? Please indulge me by show of hands. Almost everyone. Okay, that's very good. This just goes to show that this conversation is not only going to be valuable to the SMEs, but also previous business owners who may even look forward to becoming potential business owners in the future. Without further ado, before we call on our panelists, I would like to give a few housekeeping rules. Participants should please, both our online participants and physical participants, should please pay attention to the session, jot down your questions, and at the end of the panel discussions, we'll take on your questions. So we will now call on the panelists, starting with the legendary Alibaba.
Atunyota Alibaba Kobome is a seasoned luminary in the entertainment sphere. With a career spanning over 35 years, he has left an indelible mark across television, radio, stage performances, writing as a columnist, and public speaking engagements across Africa through mentorship seminars, SME conferences, and TED Talks. Over the course of his illustrious journey, Alibaba has played a pivotal role in elevating stand-up comedy to the forefront of creative discourse. As the CEO of Excusez-moi Television, Alibaba continues to champion the creative industry through business and innovation. He remains an icon in the entertainment landscape, sharing his wealth of experience to enrich and empower talents across the creative spectrum. A round of applause once again for him.
Thank you so much. Then Chef T, or should I say bestie?
Diary of a Kitchen Lover, also known as Chef T, is a multiple award-winning certified Nigerian cuisine chef from the Italian Chef Academy. She's a top Nigerian food blogger, cooking show host, food entrepreneur, and content creator. Chef T officially launched the Diary of a Kitchen Lover brand in 2018. The brand has grown tremendously, both locally and internationally. Chef T is passionate about food and kitchen aesthetics and is consistently building an army of passionate food and kitchen enthusiasts through her social media platforms of over 3 million audiences across the board. With over 6 years' experience, Chef T, who was also a graduate of Babcock University, has solidified her skills in the culinary and food blogging space, from winning multiple awards to becoming the brand ambassador to PZ's Morning Fresh, Unilever's Knorr, Crown Premium Pasta, Bucci Mix, and building one of the top modern kitchen studios in Nigeria. Once again, a round of applause for her.
Thank you. Thank you. And finally, the quintessential Kelechi Amadiobi.
Kelechi Amadiobi is a Nigerian creative photographer, painter, artist, and publisher of Mania magazine. His work in photography and visual art has garnered him international recognition, earning him features in numerous global exhibitions, including Snap Judgment, new positions in contemporary African photography, and the International Center of Photography in New York in the year 2006. He is considered one of Nigeria's pioneering celebrity photographers who has elevated Nigerian photography to the global stage. Vogue describes him as a major force in the creative scene in Nigeria. A round of applause for him once again.
Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you to the panelists for taking our time to be part of this conversation. So to start with the first question, I would like to know your story. What inspired you to start business, and how do you thrive through the challenges that may have faced you? Let's start with Bestie.
Hi everyone, can you hear me? Hi besties.
Hi.
Okay, my name is Tolani. I'm also known as Diary of a Kitchen Lover, but most people call me Chef T or Bestie. I would say that it was born out of my background. I grew up watching my dad and my mom being entrepreneurs. I mean, very passionate entrepreneurs. My daddy had a 9 to 5 job, and he was working in the government, but he had like a build. He was an engineer. He's an engineer, and he was he was a very, very passionate entrepreneur. There's nothing my daddy doesn't do. He's very creative. He literally builds his house. Like, you know, when you build your house, you contract it to other people. If it's time for roofing, my daddy makes the roofing sheets. If it is time for paving, to do the paving stone, he does the paving stone. That's how passionate of an entrepreneur he was. And my mom too. My mom is a very passionate entrepreneur. She still does business now. So I think growing up, my siblings and I watched them do this business thing. So I'd always known that even if I had a 9 to 5 job, I would always want to venture into business. And growing up, my mom made us all cook at home. So my siblings and I are very good cooks. So it was a no-brainer for me to be like a very, very good cook. So when I was doing my 9 to 5 job and everything, I just felt like at this point, you know, I need to branch. So I started different businesses, from being a makeup artist to being a hairstylist. I sold clothes. Eventually food found me, and grateful for the background I had in food and entrepreneurial skills. So I decided to further my chef skills. I went to school and I did everything. So it was born out of my background, seeing my parents, and then again, passion for cooking and passion for kitchen aesthetics. And I think I've been able to change the narrative of kitchen. That it's not just a place in the house, it's a place of power. So
I
yeah.
agree to that. I do agree. Alibaba, let's hear from you.
The question.
Yes, what inspired you to start business, and how are you being able to stay motivated?
Okay, so first it was that people recognized it and thought that it was something that I could do a bit more of. So I started by being a heckler. You know, I go to shows, the event is going on. You know those ones they call the NFAs in every event. They no future ambition. They sit in a corner and disturb everybody, you know. So that was what I did. And then when you're in the buttery or the common room and you're watching a match or anything, the person that makes those comments and all that, and everybody laughs. So one day somebody said, you know, we have a show coming up. Do you think you can come and throw some of these things that you have at the show? I said, oh, why not? And they said they'll give me 5 naira.
Wow.
Okay. If you know what 5 naira means in 1987, you will understand. So I was like, okay. So what do I do? He said, we just need you to be in the hall and be doing just what you do. You know, so I said, okay, fine. And so I did that. And the lady came, and this was the time that Mapuka music was reigning. Makosa Mapuka was reigning. So this lady was brought from Côte d'Ivoire to dance, and then she was also a striptease. It was the first time I was seeing a striptease. Most of us read it in magazines and novels. And so she came on stage, but because it was such a novel thing to us in Ekpoma at the time, everybody bought tickets to see what a striptease was. And then she came on stage, and because of how inspiring the way she did the thing, you know, she removed the clothes the first one, and then she was wearing a petticoat. Some of you may not know what petticoat is. Petticoat back in the day was what you wore under clothes. You know? Okay, so when she did that, some people who could not control themselves ran on stage, and she ducked off. And so there was such commotion in school, you know. And they said, you know this thing you do on the side, can you come on stage? and just do it to pacify everybody. So I went on stage and pacified everybody and told them to just keep calm, and then came back. And so they came back later and said, is it possible for you to just continue just calming everybody and just making sure that everything is okay? Then you can bring the lady back. And so I told them to keep quiet, let the DJ play, went backstage, summoned some courage to talk to the girl, told her to just get strong and come, that nobody will come on stage again. And then she came on stage, and I started controlling the event from then on. And that is the chance opportunity that I had to go on stage. But you see, the financial indices were now what drove me into doing it professionally. Now, my allowance from my dad was 100 naira monthly. My dad's salary was 1,200. So 100 naira monthly was a big thing. And then he was a GM of local drinks in Benin. And so sometimes he's happy that you didn't even come to collect it. So if you don't show up 1 month, he feels you are okay. And so I started doing that thing, and I could charge 10 naira, 5 naira, 15 naira, 20 naira. And I got up to like 50 naira for any of all those things that I did. And in the end of a semester, I had gotten up to 60 naira. So you could pay me 60 naira for one event in school, instead of wait for 100 naira from my dad. So you could see the scale of difference. So it meant that what my dad was giving to me every month, I could earn it at one event. And so by the time I had gotten to the level where I was invited to Benin, Uniben, to Unilag, to Luth, to Amadou Bello, to Port Harcourt, to Uniport, I had started collecting 200, 300 for one event. And so the financial dynamics helped to make me go into the business. But the biggest thing was that it did certain things for me. The fame that came with it, the amount of money that I had, the power that came with holding the microphone and making everybody, even student affairs officers. So there was a student affairs officer called Dokpae. He could get you rusticated if he doesn't like you. So Dokpae was sitting there in the hall, and I said, sir, you are here, you came to watch people undressing, and you'll be telling people, you are not student affairs officer again, or you are a student now, so please move from here, go to that. He got up, I said, sit there, sat there. And by the time I was done with all of that, I said, even if you rusticate me now, self, I've done my own, And so the power. There was one day we had a show, Raskimono came to the school. And by the time I had finished, somebody said, did you know the VC was in the event? I said, our VC. He said, yes. And so about 2 days, I think it was a Saturday, so like on a Tuesday, they invited me. I thought this was the rustication that I've been waiting for. And the man said that they like what I'm doing, the way I have the control of the audience, and I could pacify the people and not get them to do something untoward. And he liked it. And so there's no show. He put a law that there's no show they do in the school that I will be the MC all the time. Wow. Because that's I could control. Very so that just showed that I had something. I had something to give. So that was what then pushed me into the business. And every time I think about it, on a larger scale, out of the school, into businesses like doing something for Coca-Cola, when I did 7-Up High Life shows, Coca-Cola, Always Coca-Cola, all of those concerts. Then coming into the larger society, it grew. The cash also grew to the point. So money was one of the reasons. Okay. But the fame, the recognition, the power, job satisfaction that also came with it was one of the other reasons.
Thank you so much, Alibaba. That was really, really interesting. Thank you. So, Kelechi, let's hear from you.
My journey, what can I say? Right from childhood, I'm one of those kids that couldn't stop drawing. You know the usual best artist of the class in primary school. Couldn't stop drawing Spider-Man and Incredible. I was obsessed with Marvel comics, And so it was something I discovered from childhood, that I enjoyed visual arts. And I discovered the power of expressing myself through the visual arts from a very young age. But I grew up in Umuahia. Then Umuahia was not the capital of Abia State. It's an old, local government in Imo State. One of parts of Imo State then. And it wasn't as sophisticated as it is now. There was no gallery, there were no art schools, there's no museum. So I did not consider art something people did for a living. I come from a family of lawyers. My father was a judge, and my mom was the headmistress of my primary school. And in my house, there were just two professions that were recognized: law and medicine. And, my father had a very, logical explanation. He said, look, if you say you're an engineer, they say, what did you engineer? But if you say the boy is a lawyer, he said, yes, you can marry my daughter. You say he's a doctor, the man was, and I didn't think there was anything wrong. I said, okay, it's law. Let's go and study law. No problem. By the time I was in secondary school, I couldn't stop drawing as usual. It was something that gave me joy. So the process of creating visual arts became a source of joy for me, and naturally, I excelled in it. It was when I got to University of Nigeria to study law that I found out that there was a different world. Enugu had IMT, they had the British Council, they had Bona galleries. I went to a gallery for an exhibition for the first time in my life. And it turns out that, wow, all those things I used to read in the books in library about all those great artists, all the Leonardo da Vinci, Picasso, Monet, and all that, there are actually people who make a living by making drawings and exhibiting it and selling it. I said, incredible. Anyway, I carried on with my drawing in school, even though I was studying law. So I couldn't stop drawing. In any campus then, there was no art department. There was an architecture department. That was the closest to, people practicing drawing and graphics and things. But by the time I was in year 3, I'd become famous from drawing. It was interesting. The first time somebody wanted to pay me money for making a drawing, in school, during Valentine, all the boys wanted to make portraits for their girlfriends. Yes. And somebody said, oh, can you make a portrait of my girlfriend? And I will give you money. Say, I will gladly make that portrait without a kobo. And you see, in those days, if you looked at the work I did and you said, wow, man, did you do this? This is awesome. That's it. You've paid me $20 million in remuneration. And that was the joy. That was my goal, just to be able to make an impact. First on myself and second on the person, the viewer that is looking at the work. So by year 3, I had become famous. I developed a kind of work ethic. I realized that all I needed to do was to be 5 to 10% better than every other person. Then I would charge 300% more.
Okay.
I realized that from university. What brought me to Lagos was law school. Came to law school, finished with law school, but in my year 3, I had decided I was going to be a full-time studio artist. That's another long story. I had read this book that said, focus your energies, and I made the decision there and then. I could have changed course, but I realized that I was already a good artist, so there's no need to go changing course. So by the time I came into Lagos, finished law school, I was staying in my aunt's house in Surulere. Unfortunately, my father died, and and he was the breadwinner of the family. So we're all sort of on our own. And I decided to be an artist, during my youth call, sit down in the balcony and start painting. And that was it. It was a bit scary for people. They're like, this guy is a lawyer that has been called to bar. What's he doing? Painting. It just didn't make sense. My uncle came from the village, said, Kelechi, we know you are an artist, There's nothing, why don't you be on the side, just register in a law firm, just in case, you understand?
Just in case the artist.
Just, how these things are, I say, I know, uncle. That my uncle is a doctor. I say, it's my mom that sent you. I understand. She's afraid. You're like, your son has been called to buy. Yeah, he says he's doing art in Lagos. God help us, And it did not seem reasonable what I was doing. I could only afford paper, pencil, and maybe a watercolor set. But I said to myself, this is who I am, and this is what I do. It does not matter. I was lucky that I had a very benevolent aunt who would accommodate, lawyers who would decide to become painters. So I had a roof over my head and, maybe 2 meals a day, and that was all I needed. My alawi could buy paper, and I said, okay, as an artist, what do? You paint. So I started to paint. It was when I went to the shop to go and frame them. It was an art supply shop in Ojola, but then
every business owner, I think that's what it should also make you stand out. When you see people doing almost everything that you are doing, you should look for ways to stand out. So I started to look for different ways. Okay, I need to go to culinary school in Italy. That's just me. So I'm one of one now.
Yes.
So I need to build the most beautiful kitchen in Nigeria. I just did. You know, I need to have a kitchen studio because a lot of people cook from home. So me, I made it a business. I leave my home and I go to work. So it's a kitchen studio where people rent and they use for their own content. So it's not just me using it now. You are renting my kitchen. You are using it for your events and all that. So through the challenges and all that, I just wanted differentiation. And I have been able to crack that code of differentiation. So whatever prize I name now, it is Chef T. Let's just give it to her because she's a pace setter and whatever she does, people always follow. So yes, I
And within 1 week, I shot all 40 videos again. So it's all about, you know, knowing what you want, the passion.
Vous savez, c'est une question de savoir ce que vous faites et savoir aussi ce que les gens espèrent de vous. Et donc, quand vous vous retrouvez dans des difficultés, essayez de trouver des moyens pour vous différencier. Ça aide vraiment. Et donc, la différenciation est une clé dans votre entreprise.
Different kinds of entertainment, like the skit makers and the like. How were you able to navigate through these challenges to make yourself remain relevant in this entertainment industry?
Et donc, à vous, cher Alibaba, vous savez, l'industrie du divertissement est compétitive. Et donc, comment est-ce que vous faites pour quand même garder la tête haute? Et donc, la première des choses à faire pour garder la tête haute en toute chose, en tout entrepreneuriat, c'est surtout d'étudier. Vous savez, quand je suis venu dans l'industrie du divertissement, il y avait quand même beaucoup de gens déjà. John Chuku Dedimi, beaucoup quand même d'acteurs qui étaient dans cette industrie. J'ai rencontré Samanja. Vous savez, toutes ces personnes étaient quand même là, présentes. Vous savez, toutes ces personnes faisaient quelque chose qui n'était pas vraiment qui n'était pas dans les normes internationales. Et donc,
from his base to where he was shooting Bill Cosby show every week, and he owned the plane.
Vous savez, par exemple, vous regardez un film.
And made close to about like $200 million. Wow. And I'm thinking, then there has to be a shift. And so when I started doing stand-up,
quand j'ai commencé par faire les choses autrement, beaucoup de personnes n'y ont pas cru.
Like, oh, let me ape it after something somebody has done before, because all the other things that these guys were doing was not like stand-up, and I needed to be different. The other thing was
j'avais besoin d'être différent. Et l'autre chose aussi, c'est qu'il y a fait part des primes, et donc je tombais et essayais de remonter moi-même. Tout en essayant de négocier, en ayant dans ma tête qu'il n'y avait pas vraiment de main aidante.
at the time was by accident.
Et donc, comment est-ce que j'ai commencé par les prix de mes tickets dans le temps?
Told one of his guys to come talk to me, Kole, that he should come talk to me to do something. Then I was squatting with my uncle in Pangrove. And at this time, I was charging 700 naira. This is 1989.
Wow.
So, yeah, I had to put that in perspective.
En 1999, par exemple, je chargeais mon prix, c'était par exemple 7 naira. Et il y a un gars qui est venu me demander, voilà, de venir animer une émission et m'a demandé quel était mon horaire, combien. Je lui ai dit 7 et il m'a dit non, il allait me payer 5 ans. Je lui ai dit OK.
And so I said, you didn't hear me. He said, I heard you. We can't pay you 5. We can't pay you all now. We'll pay you 5 first and pay you the other 5 later. So I signed.
That was really by accident.
Before go. So I signed. I'm driving to a point. So I signed, and then he brought this bag. It had 50 kobo notes. So the big bag like this, and he said, "This is so. When you get to the event, when you finish, we'll give you the balance." I said, "Okay." So when I signed the voucher, payment voucher, I then signed balance to be collected, and then he left. I called my uncle who I was squatting with. I said, "Bros, the guy paid me 5K. He said, "For what?" I said, for the comedy. He said, "You know, say 419 oh."
Et donc, au lieu de 5 naira, vous savez, ils m'ont payé 5 000. Et au moment où je prenais les sous, j'ai appelé un frère pour lui dire que, voilà, vous savez, ce contrat ce show que je voulais prendre, la personne est en train de me payer 5 000. Et vous savez, j'ai appelé mon frère pour lui dire ça. Et mon frère m'a dit, est-ce que tu sais qu'actuellement, il y a de l'arnaque? Je ne veux pas d'histoire. Et donc, finalement, j'étais à l'événement et après l'événement, d'abord, il m'a donné 5 000 avant l'événement. Et après l'événement, il m'a donné encore plus de... il m'a donné 2 000.
So I held the thing because the supply took that day. So I held the bag. As I was still holding the bag, one man came and said, "Hey, this thing that you just did is very good. It's very good. You know, I'll go bring my son's IV. You have to do the same thing for me." So when he was bringing the card, by the time he came, the man had given me the bag. So he said, "Is that food? What did you go buy?" I said, "No, it's my balance." He said, "Balance for what?" I said the fee that I charge. He said, "Oh, you charge for this thing you do?" Now, you know that is a challenge. If people do not think what you do should be paid for, it's a big challenge. If people do not think what
l'autre challenge, c'est que si les gens ne savent pas vos honorations, c'est un autre problème de moins. C'est un autre problème.
You cook, when you get to the place, you put the food down, everybody, and they say they've not paid balance, don't open anything, just leave. Or it's a car, you deliver. Have you heard of celebrities who bought cars and they didn't pay, they collected the motor back and say, so intangible jobs like ours, where services that you render, it's like somebody saying consultancy. You come, you consult, and then you go, and then you say you are not paying again. Are you going to meet all the other people and collect all the things you put in their heads? No.
The service has already been
exactly.
Yeah.
So that was another challenge. Then marketing.
Donc, l'autre difficulté, c'est que puisque c'est un travail intangible, c'était vraiment difficile de facturer. Et l'autre difficulté, c'est le marketing, c'est le côté marketing. Vous savez, là où je faisais mon marketing, c'était aussi difficile quand même pour payer les frais de marketing.
There was a refuse, I don't know if you remember, there was a refuse dump at where Civic Center was now. When you're coming from 1004, you just see the billboard. I put a billboard there for 3 years. Where Marina is now, opposite the governor's office.
Yes.
I put a billboard there. So when you come from Net, because then Net building was the only way before the U-turn you have under Emuson. Well, if everybody comes from net to get to the bridge. So right there, I put a billboard. Then when you're coming from Old Ikoyi, I put a billboard there. What did I write on the billboard? It was being funny is serious business.
Et donc, j'ai essayé de mettre un tableau et quelque part à Ikoyi, j'ai écrit, vous savez, il faut être drôle dans le secteur du divertissement, mais aussi facturer. Et donc, l'autre chose aussi, c'est comment vous faites de la publicité. Mais il faut quand même avoir un marché cible. Vous savez, ce n'était pas de la comédie que j'offrais, mais plutôt un service maintenant. Et l'entreprise avait quand même besoin d'une actualisation. Par exemple, vous faites un événement à Lagone, un autre à Crystal Palace, et vous savez, les Nigérians sont par exemple les mêmes personnes qui vont participer à tous ces événements. Je prends par exemple FNB, FCMB, Lions Bank, et ils m'appelaient quand même, me contactaient pour... Je prends... Vous savez, je prends par exemple UBA qui a un personnel, peut-être ils ont UBA qui a un événement qui m'appelle et ils appellent leurs collègues, peut-être de FCM Bank qui m'avaient appelé déjà. Mais je ne voudrais pas que ces collègues répondent à leurs collègues de UBA que voilà, et si c'est cet homme qui vient, nous avons écouté ces blagues déjà. Et donc, il fallait aussi trouver une manière de rendre beaucoup plus unique aussi les émissions.
When Joseph interpreted the dream for the guy in prison, he didn't charge.
Vous savez, quand Joseph a interprété le rêve du roi, quand il était en prison, il n'avait pas facturé. Vous savez, il n'avait pas facturé. Vous savez, vous connaissez les Nigérians. Connaissant les Nigérians, si le Nigérian, par exemple, dans une prison, et il a un rêve, par exemple, et quelqu'un lui interprète, il ne va pas y croire.
Marketplace for another event.
Yeah.
Somebody is in that audience going, oh, I like what he's doing. You've marketed yourself. But you don't then now say, oh, because they didn't pay well, let me do half job for them. So you do it like you were paid more than anything. So you do A, B, C, D, above and beyond the
donc,
duty. You do that thing, finish the event.
L'autre chose, c'est que quand vous ne rendez pas un service en disant que voilà, on m'a payé, ce qu'on me paye est très peu, et vous ne faites pas cela. Vous rendez le service en ayant à l'esprit que voilà, on me paie entièrement.
And so I was like a pace setter.
Exactly what I was going to say.
I was a pace setter for a lot of people. So sometimes, and then one other challenge is,
l'autre des difficultés, c'est que parce que vous avez beaucoup de gens qui font la même chose que ce que vous faites. Et vous savez, si je dis par exemple que je vais facturer à 10 Naira, à cause de ce monde, de ces gens qui font la même chose que moi, je pourrais être tenté de dire que voilà, je vais facturer 7 Naira maintenant.
What's this madman's name? MC Lively. And you say, we also talk to MC Lively. He's charging 2 million too. So, but you are the one that we want. You know, you're trying to use another person to market or negotiate with me. I'll tell you, what date is it you actually asked for again? You say 27, that 27th is gone. And you say, well, somebody has paid for that day. I didn't even know that was the data because I will not do it. So it's like you are a son and you are doing charge and bill. If you are SAN, you can't be doing charge and bill again.
Exactly.
So it is like you push the market up, but the challenge is It's not like you don't need the money. If somebody gives me 2 million for a 3-hour event, it will go a long way, because even if I'm not using the money to buy anything, there are people who will also come to me and I'll sort out with the 2 million. But the thing is, the challenge then is, because you are a forebearer and a pace setter, you take on certain punches just so that other people can avoid them. And the challenges were a lot.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much for that. That was very insightful, Alibaba. Thank you so much. Now, speaking on competition, right?
Donc,
Kelechi, you had mentioned
parlant
that,
de la
part of the
compétition,
things that inspired you in art, you had mentioned that
vous savez, vous avez mentionné que l'une des choses qui vous inspire, c'est que vous facturez beaucoup plus que vous facturez beaucoup plus que les autres facturent. Et donc, vous savez aussi qu'il y a beaucoup d'acteurs dans votre secteur. Et donc, comment est-ce que vous arrivez quand même à gérer cela?
That's a beautiful question.
Alors, c'est une très bonne question. La compétition est une chose très intéressante. C'est ce qu'on appelle la créativité des entrepreneurs.
When you have the formula for a particular product, you put it into the.
Quand vous avez la formule pour un produit particulier, vous le mettez sur le marché et vous continuez à faire du marketing. Et donc, vous savez, votre produit est une fonction de votre créativité et donc de votre originalité. Et donc, vous ne pouvez pas avoir un seul produit et continuer à faire de la publicité autour de ça. Comme quelqu'un l'a dit tout à l'heure, vous savez, vous ne pouvez pas être en train de dire les mêmes blagues à tous les événements.
Immediately he told it and they finished laughing at it. The joke is gone. And that became my mantra, that I need to put myself in a space where
donc, je me suis dit que je dois me mettre à cet état où je dois quand même être au centre. Et l'autre chose aussi, c'est que vous devez faire avec l'échec, puisque c'est une recherche pour la nouveauté. Et donc, parlant de la compétition, si vous vous êtes distingué, vous avez quand même pu vous distinguer des autres, il n'y a que vous. Et dès qu'il n'y a que vous, c'est difficile à faire une comparaison.
That is not my market. People come to me because they want.
Et donc, des gens me contactent surtout à cause de ma créativité. Et donc, pour développer cela, j'ai dû quand même passer par plusieurs étapes.
After you've mastered the craft,
et donc, il faut quand même maîtriser les difficultés. Et une fois que vous maîtrisez les difficultés, vous exprimez quand même votre personnalité. Et donc, ce n'est pas seulement un beau travail, mais c'est la manière dont je vois, c'est la manière dont je réfléchis. C'est une combinaison de mon être.
Like me. So, what I have found out, the best way to deal with competition, especially these days,
ce que j'ai quand même pu retenir, la meilleure manière de faire avec la compétition, c'est quand même de se distinguer.
It is just forget it is gone. Otilo.
Exactly, template.
It is gone. The next week, all the photographers are shooting exactly the same thing. And it's so interesting. At first, I was a bit troubled by it, but I came to realize that that is the ultimate compliment that another creative will pay to you. Not only did they study your work, they invested part of their life to replicate it. It is the ultimate supplication to you.
Word.
So, in as much as they copy your work, they remain under your wing. So, how do I maintain my originality?
Et donc, comment est-ce que je garde mon originalité? Parfois, vous savez, je regarde la belle création des autres et je me dis, mais je ne vais pas quand même reproduire la même chose. Je prends et je apporte mes propres touches. Et donc, quand les gens voient ça, ils ne sauront jamais que voilà, l'inspiration est venue d'autrui. Vous savez, parce que vous êtes dans le même marché, sur le même marché, vous devez quand même voler comme un artiste. Vous savez, il y a rien d'original sur cette terre, mais vous n'êtes que le moyen de ce que les autres ont fait déjà. Et donc, vous prenez ce que les autres ont fait et vous, quand même, vous apportez vos propres touches.
And who to say that you did not invent a new thing? The person that invented typewriter cannot sue you for copyright or what do they call it? Patent infringement. You can still call it keyboard. Am I making sense? So for me, it's
donc, pour moi, c'est une question de confidence dans votre capacité quand même à apporter votre propre touche à ce qui est fait déjà.
Right there and then, based on what he's seen. There are some famous ones that we can't forget. You know, yeah. I remember the one, I mean, where he had Obasanjo and Atiku sitting next to each other. And, you know, there were the controversy of two of them fighting. And he said, Obasanjo, if you are trying to beat Atiku, please go ahead and beat him. Because he keeps laughing and beating Atiku each time he tells a joke. And I mean, those kind of jokes were so spontaneous, and who could copy it? Nobody can, because it's Alibaba. Yeah. And for me, the way to deal with competition is just one
thing. Pour moi, le meilleur moyen pour faire, pour affronter la compétition, c'est avoir le courage d'être soi.
What he has said.
Alors, ce qu'il a dit plusieurs années passées, je pense que c'était en 1993.
So, Opa Williams, Inferior Sako, and Joe Adekwa said they were coming to meet me.
Vous savez, William et Joe Adekwa étaient quand même venus me voir pour me demander d'animer, que aussi il y aurait d'autres personnes qui vont aussi venir animer. Mais je me suis dit, mais je n'allais pas le faire, mais un ami m'a dit quand même, Ali, ne se fâche pas. Tous les autres acteurs qui viendront sont des Américains. Et quand le public voit ces gens, ils considèrent que c'est la norme. Donc, ils m'ont demandé de venir quand même animer. Et j'ai quand même fini par accepter. Et je leur dis quand même, vous n'allez pas enregistrer ce que j'allais, mais vous n'allez pas enregistrer, mais
most times, some people think that, sometimes some people think when you
donc,
create
vous savez, certaines personnes pensent que quand vous créez voilà, une blague, vous pouvez la garder pour l'éternité. Non, vous savez, quand vous créez une blague, par exemple, certaines personnes peuvent la prendre et la modifier. Il y a une chanson qu'on appelle Amadiobi qui dit venez à moi, je vais te donner tout ce que j'ai pour que vous ajoutez tout ce que vous avez. Et donc, toute compétition qui se trouve au même niveau que vous sont vos collègues. Et donc, vous devez quand même arriver à distinguer, à vous montrer, à montrer une certaine supériorité à cela. Vous savez, si vous conduisez par exemple en allant à Ibadan et à chaque point d'arrêt, vous voyez quelqu'un.
4 years later, you're in the bulkroom, you're counting. 10 years later, you're in the bulkroom, you're counting. But if the person grew, he'll be a teller.
D'habitude, de façon régulière. Et vous venez aussi, par exemple, à la banque, vous voyez d'habitude chaque personne, une personne de façon régulière pendant des années. Et peut-être des années plus tard, vous venez. Vous demandez d'après cette personne, vous ne voyez plus cette personne, on vous dit que voilà, cette personne est un directeur maintenant. Et c'est ce qu'on appelle quand même l'épanouissement, la prospérité. Et donc, cette personne a quand même pu se faire distinguer des autres.
These titans in our midst have been able to build businesses that have lasted decades, differentiate themselves from competition by being pace setters in their various industries. So I know that our audience has questions. We will now take your questions.
Et donc, merci beaucoup, chers panélistes. Nous savons que il y a des questions. Et donc, chers internautes, nous allons prendre vos questions. Les questions, s'il vous plaît.
While we're waiting for questions, did anybody get this paper? If you got it, raise it up. Let me see.
Alors, le papier que nous montrons actuellement, est-ce que les gens ont ça?
To save all of us on this panel.
Donc, ce que nous avons à faire avec ces papiers, c'est quand même d'enregistrer tous les panélistes ici.
When your questions then come, we can then address them. So in any of the boxes, can fill it quickly.
Et donc, vous pouvez remplir rapidement, voilà.
In another box, write family. These are the things that will make you last. Third, environment. Have we gotten those three? Education in any of the boxes? It's a mind map. So these are some of the things that we'll be mentioning.
Yes.
Friends. Skills. Goals. Understanding the industry. Books. Lifestyle. Mentorship. Social media. Tools. Finances. Being dynamic. Networking. Collaborations. Competition. Health, well-being, or anyone you want to write, well-being and health. I think they're complete now. Books. Then I think it's complete. Determination, sorry. Self-determination. Now, all of these things that you've written, they signpost everything that we have discussed. This is your mind map. This is your mind map. Your family is needed for you. Your family needs to support you anyhow, either drive you or inspire you. Yourself, you need to first discover yourself to last. You need to discover yourself to last. Let me tell you why. Most people think that because somebody else is doing something, they can do it as well. I weigh 106 kg now. There's no way I can beat Usain Bolt in 100 meters. If you know that you're a stammerer, there's no way you can read the network news. If you know you have hot temper, there's no way you can be a receptionist. There's no way. So somebody calls, how is your guy? He says he's not in. Then the person calls back. What of your guy? Did you not hear the first time that I said that he's not in the office? Goals. For you to last, for you to build yourself to last, you must have goals that you work towards.
Et donc, objectif, sur ces papiers, vous allez retrouver le champ objectif. C'est que vous devez avoir un objectif sur lequel vous travaillez. Okay? Comprendre l'industrie, les livres, vous devez lire des livres ou quand même vous entourer des gens quand même qui sont vraiment instruits. Bien-être, si vous construisez pour durer et vous n'êtes pas en bon état, vous n'êtes pas en bonne santé, vous ne pouvez aller nulle part. Il y avait un directeur de banque qui, sur son lit d'hôpital, et quand il voulait mourir, disait au docteur que si sa vie dépendait d'1 million de dollars, c'est qu'il allait signer le chèque. Alors, votre bien-être est très important et cela impacte vos plans. Des coachs, des mentors, vous devez avoir un mentor. Vous savez, quelques comédiens qui sont venus à moi pour me demander comment est-ce que tu prends ton argent des gens qui te doivent. Quand je travaillais à Trust Bank, les gens me disaient que, OK, on veut te payer après l'événement parce qu'ils voudraient s'assurer que vous rendez le service. Et donc, raison pour laquelle ils ne m'ont pas payé. Mais je disait, non, mais vous pouvez me donner un chèque. Et après le service, vous pouvez confirmer le chèque, valider le chèque. Style de vie. Si vous êtes dans n'importe quelle affaire et vous prenez quand même des substances, ça affecte le travail que vous faites. Il y a un de nos frères qui s'était vraiment saoulé après un événement, vraiment a fini par se retrouver sous un camion.
Find a designated driver if you are going out in one car. Find somebody, say, but don't drink, oh. We'll drink on your behalf, don't drink.
Et donc, c'est important qu'en tant que responsable d'entreprise, si vous sortez, il est important d'avoir quand même un chauffeur à qui vous pouvez dire de ne pas boire. Et voilà, nous allons boire ensemble.
That knows how to drive, when to slow down. So your lifestyle is very important.
Donc, votre style de vie est très important et cela inclut le fait que Kelechi porte une montre de 300 000 parce que elle porte une montre de 300 000 et elle est, voilà, photographe, ou vous faites la même chose. Toi aussi, tu te dis que, voilà, tu dois porter une montre de 300 000. C'est très grave.
Build yourself to last. You know,
Réseaux sociaux.
when I joined social
Concernant
media,
les réseaux
everybody said,
sociaux,
what are you doing on social media?
vous savez, quand je me suis inscrit sur les réseaux sociaux, quelqu'un m'a dit une fois, qu'est-ce que tu fais sur les réseaux sociaux? Qu'est-ce que tu fais sur Twitter? C'est pour les enfants.
And some other people like him were in
Vous
that
savez,
space. Michael
j'ai
Jordan.
constaté que Larry et autres Jordan sont aussi sur Twitter. Mais je me suis dit à l'ami, mais ces personnes-là, vous savez, des années après, il m'a appelé pour me dire que qu'il y a une entreprise qui avait besoin de mes services. Est-ce que je pourrais utiliser ma page de réseaux sociaux? Et donc, après, je l'ai vu sur Instagram et je lui ai dit que voilà. Et puis, il m'a dit oui, je suis ici. Et je lui ai dit voilà, nous sommes tous ici.
You post your cakes. Your family do not post it.
Vous savez,
You make cakes. You make fabrics. You work in a bank. Your bank is selling shares.
travaillez par
Your
exemple.
family can come to ask you to give me something. But when you then post where you work, your family won't repost. Look at them or write their names down. The day they come and say, you say, when I posted my show, January 1st, did you repost? Sometimes they won't repost, but they want tickets to the show.
Vous savez, par exemple, quand vous travaillez à la boulangerie, vous publiez un gâteau, par exemple, et vos amis ne vous aident pas à publier ça, et alors qu'ils veulent que vous les aidiez à publier leur publication. Ça serait difficile. Il y a l'aspect financier que nous ne devons pas négliger aussi quand il s'agit de construire pour durer. Alors, c'est une question de combien vous gagnez, combien vous dépensez et combien est-ce que vous épargnez pour réinvestir.
But from Thursday today and tomorrow, what I'm making in these 3 days, some comedians may need 2 years to make it. But I've done 37 years. So most times it is important for you to know how to earn, where to spend what you earn, how to save.
Il est important pour vous de savoir comment gagner, comment dépenser ce que vous gagnez et comment est-ce que vous épargnez ce que vous gagnez pour pouvoir réinvestir. Par exemple, je peux passer 3 mois, par exemple, sans aucune animation. Et je vous dis, cette semaine, les animations que j'ai à faire aujourd'hui, demain et samedi, je vous dis ce que je vais gagner. Il y a des comédiens qui ne pourront pas gagner cela dans 2 ans de leur existence. Donc, c'est important de savoir comment gagner, comment épargner, comment dépenser et comment épargner. Alors, il y a aussi le réseautage. Vous ne devez pas quand même sous-estimer l'importance du réseau. Et donc, je vous dis par exemple, quand vous construisez une affaire, vous devez quand même avoir un réseau qui va vous aider à quand même faire du marketing autour de votre produit.
And it's my trademark photograph. Anytime people want to use it and they call me and say, that photograph when you're wearing a white shirt and you were smiling is your trademark. I've used that photograph. We shot in 2004. This man has been chopping my money for a while. Now, that picture it's the classiest. It's classic, right?
Et donc,
when some people want to shoot,
vous savez,
just shoot and leave.
quand les gens veulent prendre une photo, par exemple, ils prennent ce qu'ils veulent. Vous savez, cet homme à côté de moi, il a trop mangé mon argent. Il a trop bouffé mon argent. Parce que quand vraiment des photographies, c'est vraiment magnifique. Et ça me fait surtout de la publicité. Et donc, à un point donné, vous devez être quand même professionnel et comprendre votre affaire. En telle sorte que vous n'avez plus besoin de vous faire de la publicité.
Let your reputation and the career and professionalism that you
Et donc,
build
que votre réputation et votre carrière, que votre professionnalisme que vous construisez vous avance.
somebody has an event and can you do 30 minutes of stand-up comedy? I'll do 1 hour.
Étant assis ici, par exemple, si je me lève et quelqu'un me dit, voilà, il y a un événement, est-ce que tu peux faire une animation pendant 30 minutes? Je vous assure que je peux faire même 1 heure. Et donc, c'est un peu ça. Et donc, chers messieurs et mesdames, vraiment, je vous demande, je vous prie d'applaudissionner et ces esprits ici présents. Et donc, je reste certain que nous avons encore des questions. Et donc, vous pouvez aussi laisser vos questions dans le commentaire ici, et que nous les prenions, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah, we get the message. We'll work on that. So we'll take the questions quickly.
Et donc, nous allons prendre les questions rapidement.
So, to our viewers online at UBA Group, remember to tweet at us, Instagram, and all our social media handles. And let's have the questions online and in the audience.
Okay,
donc,
this
nous allons prendre
question
les questions.
is particularly for Mr. Amadiobi. It says,
Vous pouvez
how do
écrire
you
vos
find a
questions dans le
balance between
commentaire.
multiple skills that can make money for you?
Il y a une question qui dit comment est-ce que vous retrouvez l'équilibre parmi plusieurs compétences qui peuvent vous permettre de gagner. Donc, c'est une question très intéressante. Vous savez, nous avons 1 heure quand même, un nombre d'heures que nous allons passer sur cette terre. Et donc, si vous savez, pour s'en sortir meilleur, vous devez aussi vous faire une idée du nombre d'heures de temps que vous devez passer à accomplir quelque chose. Et donc, quand vous accomplissez cela, vous dites que vous avez quelque chose que vous pouvez garder. Maintenant, avec ça, il peut y avoir aussi d'autres choses qui sont similaires aussi à ce que vous avez construit, à ce que vous avez bâti. Mais vous devez quand même être prudent et pour que votre énergie ne soit pas, que votre travail, le travail effectué ne soit pas vain. Et donc, vous aurez besoin de vous concentrer et donc quand même tenir ce que vous avez bâti déjà. Et donc, une fois que vous avez la maîtrise totale de cela, et vous pouvez maintenant, après cela, vous lancer dans d'autres activités. Je prends par exemple, je suis par exemple un photographe. Vous savez par exemple, et voilà, c'est mon premier atout. Maintenant, les gens m'appellent maintenant pour parler de mon expérience. Voilà, ça a un autre revenu.
But then, I'm not collecting money from thousands of people.
Et donc, vous voyez, il y a aussi des gens qui veulent quand même apprendre, qui veulent apprendre du moins ça, à faire ce que je sais faire. Et de là, vous voyez, c'est une autre source de revenus. Vous voyez. Et donc, je vous dis qu'il est important quand même de maîtriser une chose d'abord. Vous savez, puisqu'on le dit, vous, après ça, vous pouvez essayer d'aller maintenant à une autre, de passer à une autre chose. Mais c'est étape par étape. Vous devez quand même maîtriser une d'abord. Et l'autre chose que je voudrais ajouter, c'est que j'ai toujours cru à d'autres revenus. Par exemple, je suis vraiment créatif, je sais comment préparer, aussi faire autre chose. Mais l'autre chose aussi, j'ai quand même et voilà, solliciter d'autres aides, solliciter une autre main-d'œuvre quand même, à qui j'ai pu déléguer un certain nombre de tâches. Et cela quand même me permet de me concentrer sur ma passion même, ce qui me passionne.
By the way, I read religious studies and philosophy.
Et vous savez, j'ai étudié la religion et la philosophie. J'ai lu un livre, en arabe, en grec, sur la religion et la philosophie. Vous savez, mes études m'ont révélé que vous devez suivre quand même les traces de David. David, par exemple, était un berger. David était un interprète. David était un danseur et c'était un roi. Et donc, ce que je voudrais dire par là, c'est quoi? C'est qu'avant de passer à d'autres produits, à d'autres choses, vous devez quand même maîtriser un premier secteur d'abord. Voilà. Je prends par exemple Dangote qui vend du sel, du ciment, de la nourriture, il produit du moins du sel, et du ciment, de la nourriture et de l'essence, du pétrole. Et donc, vous savez, il a quand même commencé d'abord à maîtriser d'abord un de ces secteurs. Après avoir bâti cela, il a essayé maintenant de confier cela à des personnes compétentes. Et donc, ce que vous faites, c'est que vous vous concentrez d'abord sur un secteur, vous fondez votre empire dans ce secteur et après, vous pouvez déléguer cela maintenant à d'autres choses. Je prends par exemple la mère de Moïse qui a mis Moïse dans un panier. Vous voyez, avant de commencer par, vous savez, elle a mis Moïse dans un panier bien sûr propre. Et vous savez avec moi bien que la princesse n'aurait pas pris et considéré le panier si le panier était sale. Et donc, vous comprenez que et donc, vous devez quand même maîtriser et bien établi, bâti quand même un secteur donné, une activité donnée, et vous assurez quand même que ceux à qui vous confiez l'activité ont une bonne maîtrise du domaine du secteur. Vous savez bien, c'est très important. Et donc, la mère de Moïse, quand même, s'est assurée quand même que la princesse avec quand même connaissance parfaite de la connaissance, elle savait bien que elle était dans le besoin et comprenait bien l'importance d'avoir un enfant. Et donc, l'aspect que je tiens à souligner ici, c'est que à quiconque vous devez déléguer quand même un secteur, une activité donnée, vous devez quand même vous assurer que cette personne a une connaissance parfaite de cette activité.
He can fly out today and come back the next day and flies out 20 hours after, out to the same place that he came from. But you see, when he was doing all of that, he did not put his eyes on the other things that he was doing. So you can be a lot of things, but you must have a grasp of everything first before you diversify.
Vous devez avoir beaucoup de choses, mais vous devez quand même maîtriser une de ces choses, de ces secteurs, avant de passer à d'autres secteurs. Vraiment très intéressant la séance, et je vous prie une fois de plus vraiment d'ovationner nos invités, nos hôtes, s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît, si vous avez d'autres questions, n'hésitez pas à nous faire parvenir ces questions.
Like Alibaba said, so we need to get this wrapped up now. So I would like to invite the group head retail and digital banking.
Donc nous devons quand même clôturer la séance, et donc je voudrais quand même sous vos ovations inviter le responsable du service de banque de détail du groupe, voilà, à nous placer quelques mots.
Only one code here. I can feel it
Merci
in the room.
beaucoup tout le monde. Alibaba, vous n'êtes pas le seul à avoir froid ici. Je constate que tout le monde a froid aussi. Et donc, merci beaucoup. Ce fut très intéressant et inspirant. Vous savez, avant de venir, j'ai prévu lire quand même quelque chose.
About 15 years ago,
mais je ne vais plus le faire parce que vous en avez dit assez.
The then managing director, chief executive, Mr. Atunyota, bought a book for almost all the staff. Who remember the title of that book?
15 ans passés, le PDG du groupe, M. Atunyota, avait acheté un livre presque pour tout le personnel. Le nom du livre était Black. Vous savez, il avait vraiment besoin de construire une affaire qui allait durer dans le temps. Et il, autour de lui, voilà, avait quand même une parfaite connaissance de ses objectifs.
And they picked out key insights on how they built their businesses. And you deliver that.
Et donc, ceux qui ont quand même pu lire ces livres ont quand même tiré quelques astuces pour savoir comment construire et durer dans le temps. Et donc, puisque j'en faisais partie, j'ai voulu lire un extrait, mais puisque vous en avez dit assez sur le sujet aussi, je vais vous remercier, je ne vais plus le faire. Donc, merci beaucoup, merci Alibaba, Kelechi, merci beaucoup, merci Sharon.
Well done, very good job, thank you very much. And to my friend, thank you very much. And to everyone, my friends from
merci beaucoup.
The press.
Merci, merci beaucoup. Merci.
My colleagues, thank you very much. And
mes collègues, merci beaucoup. Merci d'être venus.
Please hold on, we're almost done. So I'll call on.
S'il vous plaît, vous patientez. Nous n'avons pas encore fini, presque. Et je vais donc appeler maintenant, voilà, la directrice du marketing et communication du groupe. Et donc, je vous prie aussi d'applaudir MC Live qui est là avec nous.
So for the pictures, just hold on. While the pictures are being taken, we still have packages for everybody in the house. So
et donc,
we'll be in a rush to leave.
Bon, nous avons quand même quelques colis pour tout le monde. Et donc, merci, chers internautes. Okay.